Ruthless fire robbery, destiny has a covenant. Chapter 1, Thunder. Under a bleak cloud, the mountains of the Tian Shan Mountains were faintly visible, and the surroundings were quiet, as if everything was shrouded in fate. At dusk, two figures hurried through the dense forest. It was Yu Lingxiu, the head of the Tian Shan faction, and his young son, Yu Changzi, who were hurrying back to the Tian Shan Mountains. A sudden rainstorm struck, thunder roared, and with a bolt of lightning fell, thunder roared in the sky. Yu Changzi grabbed his mother's wrist tightly, looked at the electric light in the sky in horror, and looked ahead with his eyes blankly. "Mother, where is my father?" Yu Changzi asked in a low voice. Yu Lingxiu looked at the sky, and her face suddenly changed. At this moment, a shocking thunderbolt fell from the sky and struck them behind them, instantly illuminating the forest as if it were day. Yu Lingxiu's body was shocked, and she lost her balance in an instant. Yu Changzi was suddenly thrown into the distance and fell to the ground in pain. After the thunder and lightning, the whole world was eerily quiet, except for the rain beating violently on the ground, and the sound of ticking sounded. Yu Changzi opened his eyes were blurry, although he felt a faint breath of life, but when he came back to his senses, the surroundings were empty. His parents are no longer alive. Chapter 2, The Secret Realm of the Tian Shan Mountains. 3 years later, Yu Changzi was already a disciple of the Tian Shan school, and with the nurturing and teaching of the head Yu Lingxiu, he practiced the Suanmen Gongfa of the Tian Shan school. Over the years, he has been unable to let go of the death of his parents in his heart, and the spiritual life of the Tian Shan sect has not been able to fill the emptiness in his heart. His peers were in awe of him, but few could truly understand his loneliness and confusion. "Changzi, come, I have something to hand over to you today." Yu Lingxiu's tone was serious, as if she was about to say something important. Yu Chang saluted respectfully and waited for the master's order. "You are about to go down the mountain to practice, not only to improve your cultivation, but more importantly, to find those long-lost things of the 7 sacrifices. These sacrifices are related to the future of the Tian Shan sect, and they are also related to an ancient secret." Yu Lingxiu handed him an old map. "This is the place you need to find, I hope you can come back safely." Yu Chang's heart moved. These 7 sacrifices seemed to have some kind of indissoluble connection with the death of his parents. Could it be that his fate is destined to be closely related to these antiquities? Chapter 3, The Graceful Girl. On the way down the mountain, Yu Changzi came to a small village called Dehua Town, where the scenery is picturesque and the wind and sun are beautiful. As he was touring the ancient roads in the village, a light laugh caught his attention. "Who are you?" A lively teenage girl appeared in front of him, smiling and asking. Yu Changzi looked at this unexpected girl. Her face was like a peach blossom, her eyes were like stars, her long soft hair fluttered in the wind, she was wearing a simple green clothes, she didn't look like an ordinary person. My name is Yu Changzi, a disciple of the Tian Shan faction." Yu Changzi was slightly stunned, but his heart was filled with strange emotions. "It turns out that you are a disciple of the Tian Shan sect." The girl smiled. "My name is Zhang Yunli, this village is far away from the Tian Shan mountains, why did you come here?" They talked unconsciously. Zhang Yunli's personality was lively and cheerful, and there was always a hint of humor in his words, which made Yu Changzi let go of the heavy mood of many days. As time passed, Yu Changzi found that he had an indescribable affection for this girl, and this relationship invisibly became a ray of light in his journey. Chapter 4, The Hidden Secret of Kenshin. Just when Yu Changzi and Zhang Yunli were traveling together, a shocking news suddenly came out of the rivers and lakes. The Shushan faction's Genpai sword exorcism sword was stolen, and the head of the sect was killed overnight. This incident set off waves in the martial arts, and many sects were shaken by it. Yu Changzi was shocked, and a terrifying thought surged in his heart. Is all this related to the Tianxia demon clan that wiped out hundreds of years ago? The Heavenly Demon Clan, he had heard this name countless times. Hundreds of years ago, the Tianxia demon clan once threatened the entire Central Plains, and was finally exterminated by the joint efforts of various major sects, but some of the bloodlines of its clan have not been completely cut off. Today's events may be a symptom of the resurgence of this ancient force. Yu Changzi secretly decided that he had to find out the truth. Chapter 5, The Truth in the Fog. As he investigated further, Yu Changzi discovered that all of this was closely related to a mysterious figure named Xiao Gan. Xiao Qian seems to have a deep understanding of the Heavenly Demon Clan, and in some old books, there is a terrible prophecy that the Heavenly Demon Clan will be reborn and regain control of the rivers and lakes with the help of an item called the Anti-Heaven Artifact. Just when Yu Changzi was about to get close to the truth, the final duel between him and Xiao Gan broke out. "Why are you, A trace of consternation flashed in Yu Changzi's eyes, and then he fell into deep confusion. Xiao Gan is not only the mastermind behind the investigation he has been pursuing, but what makes him even more unbelievable is that this man actually has some ulterior connection with his long-lost parents. Chapter 6, The Choice Between Righteousness and Love. In the fierce duel with Xiao Gan, Yu Changzi finally learned an astonishing truth. Xiao Qian was his father's friend of life and death, and behind all this, it was actually a trap set by the Tianxia demon clan back then. However, when he faced Xiao Qian, his heart was full of entanglement and uneasiness. In his heart, he has both loyalty to his teacher and infinite longing for his parents. How did he decide? Just when he was in trouble, Zhang Yunli suddenly appeared, and she pointed out a clear path for him. Changzi, you can't hesitate any longer. If not for yourself, at least for everyone, for this land, make a choice. In the end, Yu Changzi decided to abandon his emotional restraint and resolutely cut off all the shadows of the past. Chapter 7, The wind is clear and the moon is white. The devil is extinguished, the wind is clear, and the sky is clear after the rain. After countless twists and turns, Yu Changzi finally found his true direction. When he returned to Tianshan again, he was no longer the ignorant boy he was at the beginning. After completing the master's order and dealing with the grievances in the rivers and lakes, the wedding of Yu Changzi and Zhang Yunli was held in the Tianshan mountains. They decided to travel the world together, away from the strife in the rivers and lakes, and live their own lives. Chapter 8, The Resurgence of the Rivers and Lakes. Yu Changzi and Zhang Yunli's life began in the Tianshan mountains. They farmed and practiced in the verdant mountains and forests, and their lives were calm and stable. Time is like water, the sun and the moon are like a shuttle, and Yu Changzi's state of mind has gradually become mature and stable with the years. However, the calm days did not last long. One day, the Tianshan faction received a letter from the Central Plains. The contents of this letter shocked everyone. Some mysterious forces in the rivers and lakes have risen again, and may threaten the safety of the various sects. This force seems to be related to the heavenly demon clan hundreds of years ago, and although their bloodline is long gone, the shadow they left behind has not dissipated. After Yu Changzi saw the letter, he felt a wave of unease in his heart. Although he had said goodbye to the strife in the rivers and lakes and was determined to stay away from those days of intrigue, he had to re-examine his responsibilities when he thought of the death of his parents and the oath he had made to the heavenly demon clan. He glanced back at Zhang Yunli, his eyes full of helplessness and struggle. Yunli, I gotta go back again. Yu Changzi said in a low voice, his tone full of reluctance. Zhang Yunli gently held his hand, although there was reluctance in his eyes, but more understanding and support. She knew that Yu Changzi couldn't avoid this road, and she couldn't give up. I know that you have an unsolved knot in your heart, and no matter what, I will be waiting for you here when you come back with all the answers. Zhang Yunli's words were gentle, but also full of firmness. Yu Changzi nodded, took a deep breath, and then embarked on the journey back to the rivers and lakes. Chapter 9, The Conspiracy of the New Age. When Yu Changzi returned to the Central Plains, he found that the situation in the rivers and lakes had already quietly changed. The disputes between the various sects are intensifying, and the power struggle is even more abundant. The most surprising thing is that a mysterious force called the Nether Cult suddenly appears and rises rapidly, secretly plotting a series of conspiracies. The appearance of the Netherworld sect made Yu Changzi feel uneasy. He vaguely felt that this power had some kind of indescribable connection with the heavenly demon clan hundreds of years ago. This time the threat seems even more terrifying than in the past, and the conspiracy behind it is unfathomable. In the process of in-depth investigation, Yu Changzi discovered a shocking news: the leader of the Netherworld sect, the Nether Emperor, was actually an ancient being, who was reborn in the secret ritual of the Tianxia demon clan hundreds of years ago, and successfully absorbed the power of the demon clan. His goal is not only to conquer all the sects one by one, but also to find the legendary heaven-defying artifact in order to fulfill that ancient prophecy and reshape the glory of the demons. A powerful shadow once again shrouded the rivers and lakes, and Yu Changzi knew that this time he couldn't avoid it. He must find the Netherworld's weaknesses and stop this catastrophe from happening. Chapter 10, Duel at Night. After many days of investigation, Yu Changzi finally came to the base of the Netherworld sect, an ancient temple hidden in the deep mountains. The scene around the temple was eerie, and it seemed that every inch of the land was shrouded in demonic energy. Yu Changzi's mood became heavier and heavier. He knew that this battle, no matter what the outcome was, would determine the future of the entire Jianghu. In front of the main hall of the temple, the duel between Yu Changzi and the Netherworld Emperor finally came. The Nether Emperor's figure looked even more eerie in the candlelight, and there was an evil aura in his eyes, as if he could devour all the light. You're too late, Yu Changzi. The Nether Emperor's voice was low and cold. This war has long been a doomed end. Yu Changzi clenched his long sword tightly, his gaze firm. He knew that this battle was not only for the peace of the rivers and lakes, but also for all the people who had died, and for the people he loved. Whoever you are, I'll stop you. Yu Changzi replied coldly, and the blade of the sword pointed at the Netherworld Emperor. With a deafening roar of thunder, the two clashed fiercely. The Netherworld Emperor's demonic aura was strong and fierce, while Yu Changzi relied on the Suanmen technique of the Tianshan sect to dissolve this power by force. The duel between them, as if the entire heaven and earth were affected by its fluctuations, the mountains and rivers shook, and the air was filled with a thick smell of blood. However, in this battle of life and death, Yu Changzi gradually discovered that the Netherworld Emperor was not the enemy he originally knew. During the battle, he stumbled upon the Nether Emperor's heart, hiding a painful past. He was once a member of the Heavenly Demon clan, and after the extinction of the race, he was forced to join the Nether sect, and his revenge mentality became the source of his strength. What's the difference between you and me? The Nether Emperor suddenly stopped his attack and asked coldly. Yu Changzi didn't answer, because he knew that such a question could not be answered in words. In the end, at a decisive moment, Yu Changzi's sword slashed through the sky and aimed directly at the heart of the Nether Emperor. A trace of astonishment and unwillingness flashed in the Nether Emperor's eyes, and he immediately fell. However, the moment he fell, his lips moved slightly, as if whispering some kind of incantation. Yu Changzi's heart tightened, and he suddenly felt a powerful dark force enveloping the entire sky. All of this has just begun. The Netherworld Emperor's whisper made Yu Changzi's heart tremble. Chapter 11, Unfinished Business. Although the Nether Emperor was defeated, Yu Changzi did not feel truly relieved. He knew that this conspiracy was far from over, and that behind the Nether sect, there were even more powerful forces that were about to move. This dispute in the rivers and lakes may not only be for the struggle for power, but also involves a deeper fate and fate. Yu Changzi returned to Tianshan, and his reunion with Zhang Yunli brought some comfort, but the sense of responsibility in his heart made him unable to really let go. At this moment, he is not only fighting for himself, but also for all innocent lives and for the destiny that belongs to him. He raised his head and looked at the Tianshan mountains looming in the distance, silently reciting the names of his parents in his heart, and made a new vow: no matter how difficult the future may be, he will not back down until peace is restored to the rivers and lakes, and until all conspiracies are revealed. End of story. With the passage of time, the story of Yu Changzi and Zhang Yunli has become a legend in the rivers and lakes. Even if they eventually chose to retire, their names will always be recited by future generations. And the silent Tianshan mountain still guards this land and has become a holy place in the hearts of countless heroes and heroes. The strife in the rivers and lakes is endless, but some people are destined to give everything for ideals and justice. And their stories will never be forgotten.